Warrior Class Podcast, the one and only. Warrior Class Podcast, not like the phone is. The Warrior Class Podcast, where we teach the homies. The Warrior Class Podcast, won't leave you lonely. But then beat up everybody, and them niggas always taught if we clown. We clown on everybody.
Welcome to Warrior Class, where the teachers whoop ass and you will too if you pass. Now, today is the Deadly by Nature episode. And we're going to be talking about poisons, venoms, toxins, things of that nature. But first, we got to let Ominiki find her way in here. She's driving around on the south side trying to find the spot where she's going to do the thing, but she relies too much on her GPS, and so her GPS is going haywire, and it's throwing her off where she needs to go. She's probably just about a block from the place or something, but she's relying on that GPS. And for you all that are relying on GPS or other electronic forms of travel, well, one, I want you to watch the episodes that we put up about streets and roads, things of that nature. Because I think also in that we deal with land navigation. So, greetings, Eugene Mason, new member Raza Khan Wall, or Raza Khan Wali, and our lurkers out there. We're going to have some fun today. Hopefully, Ominiki will find her way soon. Greetings, Code Knox. Is that on the other platform? It is, but I think we did it on this platform too. I'm pretty sure we did. Land navigation is one of my favorite skills. Knowing the difference between streets and roads and what direction they go in and all that. That's a skill I'm happy that I have. But greetings. I'm Balagoon Ojitade, for those who don't know. I'm master of the African Martial Arts Institute. I've been doing African martial arts, for 50 years, over 50 years, since I was 4 years old, and I'm 58, so 54 years. It was 54 years, April 10th. It's never let me down. I could have done other arts and have tried other arts, but it always led back to the African ones. And that's no shade on the other arts. It's just my preference, you know. But I've tried other more the combative arts, not like karate and taekwondo and stuff like that. But I've done more like mess with eskrima, mess with pinch shots a lot. The The only art that I would say I put in that Taekwondo category is Kuksul Wan. Now, there's a man here in Georgia who does Kuksul Wan who really is dangerous. Master Sims. Now, he's dangerous. But I don't really think it's because of his Kuksul Wan. He probably will argue with me on that. But years ago, I got into a disagreement with him. He was visiting a friend of mine's school, and I was at the school too. And he said something like, you all would be real great if you did Korean martial arts. I'm like, man, please get that out of here. Back in those days, I was very, very, very pro-African and anti everything else except Southeast Asian arts. So you couldn't sell me on Korean arts at all, But he's good. But what I understand is he also did Pakwa and he did other arts before. I do Minecraft. Before he did Kuksu. Peace Out Manifesto. Eugene Mason. Eugene. Yeah, Mason. I remember the show. Let me see what he said. I remember the show. Very informative. Thank you. Hawaii has an effective looking art. Yes. So the Hawaiian martial arts are mainly taught by a woman named Michelle Manu. And she's good. She's really good. In fact, I was going to bring Michelle to Atlanta. We were going to do WarriorCon, where I was bringing in the indigenous martial artists from various cultures. But then we got hit by COVID. And so we couldn't do it, Greetings, Brittany. Now, Hawaii also has an art. Well, it originated in Hawaii, but it's more popular in California. Well, really all over the United States, but mostly in California, and that is Kajukimbo. I have a friend. Well, he's passed now. Richie Bearfield was a master level teacher in Kajukimbo. Brother, he was the number one point fighter in the United States at that time, and he was quick as hell. Kajukimbo is karate, I think jiu-jitsu or judo, kempo, and boxing. So what happened was the best fighters from those arts in Hawaii, they got together and they decided what they were going to keep in this art and what they were going to discard. And they met over, I don't know, months or a year or something. And they created the forms and everything. Native American martial arts have a philosophy based on symbolism of number 4. Now, I'm trying to think of Native American martial arts. Did I invite anybody from the Native? I don't think so. I may have. Has Baba seen Piper, a deceptive knife fighting technique? Yes, I've seen Piper. In fact, I got into a verbal war with the Piper folks years ago. They had insulted this brother. Yes, it's South African. They had insulted a brother. Now they're what you call colored. It was started by 2 colored guys. But they had insulted Kalindi E from Detroit. Kalindi E is passed now too, and they saying he was fake and all that. Now, one thing I know about Kalindi E went to different parts of Africa and trained. Now, I don't know if he mixed it with some Asian art that he did or something, but what I do know is he went to Africa and trained. I do know that. And it's trained many people. And I was like, for those bastards to get on and disparage him, a man who's been doing martial arts since 66 or something like that. The bastards, and that's all I'll say. They had, so I was the only one who they really didn't attack me, but what they attacked on me was he's not African. Well, first of all, and I was like, well, we're all Africans. I said, but I know that I am. You call yourselves colored. You call yourselves colored, and they were just straight up black. I mean, I guess it's some other stuff mixed in, but we probably got stuff mixed in too. I said, so I know that I'm African. I studied an African system. But I don't know if you did. I said, you all, I believe, you may have. They say they got it from the guys in prison in South Africa. I just have my doubts. I'm like, so you got 52 blocks, but South African. I say, even with your footwork, that's not African. Not at all. They keep their feet together and they shuffle. It's ridiculous, man. Now the knife techniques in it are good, but the shuffling footwork and all that, and the way a martial artist who is skilled will judge your art is based on your footwork. It's not based on your hands, not based on your throw. No, it's based on your footwork. How good is your footwork? I didn't say kicks. I said, how good is your footwork? Because footwork drives all techniques, whether it's a kick, punch, with a stick, with a knife, whatever. Okay. And I'm adding Ominika to the stage now. Greetings.
Greetings. Sorry I'm late, Baba. Please excuse
So,
me, everyone.
this martial arts master from NWK, what's NWK? Has Umar School was disputing
Sorry.
Michael Jai White. He has some compelling arguments as to why Bruce Lee was an effective fighter. Yes, I saw that. I saw that that episode of Umar Fight Camp. But I disagree with what he was saying. But I understand what he was saying. You know. But making a statement, anybody who disagrees with me, they don't know. They don't know. I'm like, man, please.
I didn't
We
watch it. I
and
heard
we can disagree with anybody. People can disagree with me. I know I'm right when it comes to martial arts, but they may not know that I'm right. So I have to either convince them or not.
Sorry, we're going through some changes over here.
Okay. Peace to Jarion. Peace and honor. NWK, New Jersey. Oh, Newark. Oh, okay. Oh, he's in Newark. I knew he's in New Jersey, but yeah. Yeah, I saw the episode. So with Umar Fight Camp, he's a very skilled and knowledgeable brother. He's been doing martial arts almost as long as I have. I think he's around my age or maybe a little older. I think he's a little older. And so, like, many older men, they feel like, whatever they're doing is right. But I believe there's always room for growth in whatever we're doing. Whatever we are a master of or claim to be a master of, or other people call us a master, there's always room for growth. So the one thing I'll say about him, he's very knowledgeable, but he's also very very hard in his way. Like he can't stand 52 blocks. Because I know these people several people that teach 52 blocks. I know two that are effective. It was three, but one of them he passed. Diallo Frazier. But I know several that are ineffective, but I know three who are effective. They're teachers, so that means their students are effective as well. Emmanuel Briggs, hey, how you doing? He's not like water if he's so hard in his way. And I think it's for several reasons why he's so hard. Not just because, so he's a boxing coach. Boxing coaches are hard, by the way, if y'all don't know. But also, he's a Muslim. A lot of Muslims are hard in their belief, in their way, whatever it may be. Yeah. But like I said, he's good. He's good. And if y'all can train with him in Newark, New Jersey, you be doing good. All right. So, Ominique, you have any news for us?
If I did, I took up all the all the news time with my lateness.
No, that's all right. You
I
can
think
still
I
do the
do.
news.
I might have a piece or two. Give me a second. Pull it up. I believe I saw something yesterday I wanted to share.
The only thing I'll say to you is don't be so reliant on GPS.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't right. I mean, I guess I need. I guess I need some maps, some street maps, because yeah, that. I mean, I don't. Well, we can talk about that later. Like, yeah, that's what this is teaching me. That's what my GPS situation is teaching me.
Yeah.
That I need
And
to
my
figure out.
manifesto says Ominiki is never on schedule, but always on time. There you go.
Thank you, I manifesto.
Or
There we go.
El Manifesto, as Ominiki used to
Or
call
a
you. El
manifesto.
Manifesto.
Hey, that's a cool name.
That's the
Sounds,
name of a villain, El Manifesto.
yeah. Let's see. Mm,
Did you watch Torpedo yet? Torpedo?
the
What was that?
movie. Remember, we were talking about the movie that said the movie that Bele was saying was kind of Tarantino like.
Oh, no, not yet. What the movie I want to see is the Is God Is. Well,
That one.
me and the wife are supposed to go see that next Friday.
We went to see Mando last night.
Mandalorian.
Hmm.
So that movie's out.
Oh yeah, it's out. It came out, officially on Friday, but they had the preview night on Thursday, like they do with the big movies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's out. It's fully
Is it
out.
good?
It's good, and it's full of action and redeeming storylines and all that kind of stuff. So definitely not a disappointment.
Cool.
Let me see here. Yeah, I have a story, but I can't. I don't know if I want to read this whole thing. Let me see how long this thing is. There was a couple of stories that I read this week that I thought were worthy of sharing, but honestly, I feel so unprepared right now. I think we can just go into our show topic, and then if I have time later, then I can.
All right.
You know what? No, there is one that definitely needs to be shared. This is about a young man who is on the spectrum. And I'm just going to read the story. It says a Louisville, Kentucky mother says she began noticing her autistic nonverbal son, Samaj, acting differently about 2 weeks after about 2 weeks of unexplained behavior problems at Field Elementary School. She believed something was wrong and asked the school if she could sit in class to observe him, but her request was denied. The mother, Tiffany Lee, then secretly placed a hidden camera in her son's hair, concealed within his dreadlocks, to see what was happening during the school day. She says the footage captured an assistant teacher yelling aggressively at Samaj and possibly pushing or striking him, although the video does not clearly show the physical contact. In the audio, the teacher can be heard yelling at the child using the N-word and calling him boy.
And
Samaj,
it's a white teacher.
right. Samaj can be heard scream. It's a white man teacher. Samaj can be heard screaming near the end of the recording. Later that day, school staff reportedly discovered the hidden camera and immediately informed the principal. Thamaj was then sent home early. School officials say they are now reviewing the incident as part of an internal investigation. Again, this is Louisville, Kentucky. Story came out on I saw it on Facebook, a page called Viral Hub on May 17th. So I believe it's a current story. And yeah, this is a white male teacher. So, we've talked about
it was an autistic child.
right, who couldn't say anything, who couldn't tell on him. So we really need to make sure that we're thinking about, yes, public school is free, and that is what everyone does. I'm sure that's what everyone around you is doing. But just more than ever, this climate that we're in, think about what you are sending your children to, even if they can talk, even if they can defend themselves. Think about the people who are there and what kind of what they're trying to impart to your children, and if that's something that's worth. We say all money isn't good money. Maybe all things that are free are not good. And
Yeah, so well, on that, some parents they just can't afford to pay for schooling, or they can't take up homeschooling or whatever. So they have to send their child to public school. What you can do, though, is, and you should do this even if they go to private school. Every day, talk with your child about how their day went. Do it gently, and they will tell you how it went. Like, well, I know my children, shit, they'll tell you anything, but none of them went to public school, except for my son. Well, a couple of them went to high school in like the last year or last 2 years of high school, but they all homeschooled or went to a private school. But I said, my daughter Okishina, the one that's in Korea, we had sent her to a woman. Now, this wasn't for school. This was for daycare, because you got to be careful with that too. We sent her to this woman for daycare because she was a vegan. She was a vegan. And we said, oh, man, she's a vegan. It's good. But the signs were there when we first went there. She had on, now this woman's about, during that time, she was about, 60 years old. She had on booty shorts, a cut off tank top, and cowboy boots. So to me, that's a red flag anyway. Mm-hmm. But we said, well, we're gonna leave her here because the woman's a vegan. She's good. We left her there, and when we went to pick her up the first day, the woman pinched her cheeks and said something. She's tired, and I said she's tired at 4 o'clock. Okay. And my mother began to see a change in Okishina. She was like, Adam, my birthday. She said, you need to check on Okishina, what's going on, because her energy has changed from a real sweet girl to this, she's snappy, she's standoffish. I said, okay. So I started talking to her, and she said, no, everything's okay. Everything's okay. I said, okay, you sure? Yeah, everything's fine. I started listening to just my head and spirit about it. So one day I decided I was going to take all of my children. And during that time I had 4, 5 girls. I decided I was going to take them all. I wasn't going to take them to school, and I was going to take them all. And they went to private school. I was going to take them all to the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago. So me, my wife, and the girls, we got ready and went to the museum. Then from the museum, coming from the museum, we went to an Ethiopian restaurant. Then after the Ethiopian restaurant, we went home. So it's it's night time. News is about to come on. Turn on the news, and I never watched the news, but for some reason, I turned on the news. And the first story on the news was this woman, and she had murdered a little girl who used to share the same cage. Yes, cage. I didn't know this until years later. My daughter told me that this woman had her in a cage, and I was crying my eyes out. And I was like, I would kill that woman, but she's in prison for the rest of her life. But she had her, the little baby shared the cage with my daughter. And she had thrown the girl down the stairs and killed the girl. And then she had done something to hide the girl or something. And it was crazy because I had recommended her to another friend of mine who was a vegan, so he took 2 of his boys to her. And he was fighting for her. He's like, man, the white man just trying to down that woman. I said, really? Because she had moved. Yeah, she moved the girl back into a bed, and said that when she went to check on the girl was unresponsive. I said, man, please. So, and he had paid a lawyer and everything to fight for the woman. Until I started gathering evidence myself on her, and he left it alone. But man, I would have. Oh my God, I wouldn't have called the police on that lady if she had done it to my child. I would have just killed her. And I say that with no problem. On here, I would have killed that woman. She had done that to my daughter. Okay, but she didn't. So she's lucky in that. But because I would have, boy, it wouldn't have been quick either. But they caught her up and went in there and they found the cages and all that in her house. It's like, man,
Wow.
That's
horrible.
Some of our people are really far gone. Yes. So years ago, when I was a boy, you would hear about some sick stuff done to children or to women or the men, serial killers and really, I was like, okay, there had to be a white man. I would say that as a little boy, and my friends would say it, and my sisters, and most times it turned out to be it was a white man. Now I know, well, I didn't know then, but I know that there was abuse going on, sexual abuse and stuff in black homes too. But that stuff, like just having children in cages and murdering stuff, that was not us.
Right.
But we are becoming like them, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And And this was back in the early 90s. Yeah. Okishina is 32, and she was like 2 years old then, so it was 30 years ago.
I just wanted to say one other thing regarding this story, just in response to what you were saying about the affordability of homeschools, or that kind of thing, African Center School. One thing, first of all, he was nonverbal, so you can't have a conversation with him about what's going on throughout the day. You can only look at the behavior. But another thing is, you know, community, making community. There are schools that aren't paid schools that people can put together in their community, where and you have to organize. It takes effort, absolutely, but if you have a parent that's off on Tuesdays, then the children are with that parent on Tuesdays, and whatever curriculum y'all go over, that's what they do on Tuesdays. Someone else is off on Wednesday, and so on and so forth. Like, there are other ways to do school other than
that can be done, but is it done widely? No,
definitely not. Definitely not. It's just something that we have to work on as a community. But
amongst many other things too. Yes.
Yeah, bro. Absolutely.
Predators sometimes look to work with the vulnerable.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
All the time.
Oh, always. Yeah. So the number one child predators, the number one place where you find child predators is in public schools. Mm-hmm. Number two, martial arts schools.
Yeah, and we have discussed that.
Right. I think we did an episode on that.
If we didn't, it definitely was a big part of an episode that we did. We definitely have talked about it at length more than once.
Right.
Because there's so many schools out here, and they show you so much. You think everything's so effective and all of that, and really they're just looking to get next to your children.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right.
So you better be in there too. It's not just for the child to learn how to, defend themselves. It's not just for a child to do that. You need to do it too. So be in there with them.
Now that is the most protection that you can give a child as far as martial arts schools is concerned. That right. you join too.
You're a constant presence. Absolutely. And it'll protect the rest of the children too, because they will definitely be a lot more cautious, than trying to do something in front of another grown adult.
Right. Now, in my school, I've never had an abusive man or woman over the children, or involved with the children. Because the children and the adults, we all take class together. That also helps to stop that bullshit too. I don't just have a children's class and then you do the adults class. We don't work like that.
Because children need to learn to protect themselves from adults as well. So
right,
it's good.
I would. One time we had an abusive dude. I think he was being abused by his father. Well, I know he's been abused by his father, as a matter of fact. I couldn't prove it, but I knew from the stuff that he had told us. But he was in this society I'm part of. And our society had wrestled for this event. My wife's in the society too. Well, she was wrestling with the guy, and he said he bite me, I said, look, take him out, knock him out, knock him out, choke him with your legs, knock him out. And she did that. And he had, he had wrestled with this other woman, and she had like 52M breasts. And so they're going to touch him. And she was getting a lock on his wrist on the ground, and her breast touched his face. And I swear, well, he looked like it, that he was having an orgasm. And so that was the first thing that got him. And then I think he just embarrassed me. Then I put him with my wife, with these two powerful women who could really throw down. And she had caught him in her guard. They were on standing first, and then she threw him, boom, and then he had thrown her like while she was still standing, and then she caught him in her guard, and then he started biting her. So, how did a blank man from a single touch of a woman? How did obviously there's something wrong with him,
Right.
because he was like 15 or 16 years old during that time. But boy, he blank manned from her boobs.
Is that like a known phrase?
Blank man.
Yeah.
So
I am a student of life. Oh boy.
All right, we're gonna get to it. So, hey, scholars, survivors, and people who still think nature is peaceful. Nature is not peaceful. Nature is a beautifully dressed assassin with excellent public relations. You see a waterfall and say, how calming. Nature sees you and says, interesting calcium content. Tonight, we are discussing toxins, poisons, venoms, stings, bites, secretions, neurotoxins, flesh-melting enzymes, all the delightful things evolution invented because running away was inefficient. Enter the toxins. Everything wants to live. Some things want to live by killing you.
And before anybody gets offended, on behalf of Mother Nature, let me say this clearly. The lion is not evil. The jellyfish is not evil. The mushroom is not evil. They simply do not care about you.
Right. Human beings manufacture tens of thousands of chemicals, pesticides, industrial solvents, plastics, cleaning compounds. Humanity looked at nature and said, you know what? This planet needs more dangerous substances. But long before chemistry labs, nature already had a research department. Plants, fungi, animals, marine organisms, millions of years of biochemical warfare. And unlike humans, nature had time to perfect the recipe.
Exactly. A pharmaceutical company gets 6 months and venture capital. A scorpion gets 400 million years and pure hatred.
Venomous creatures occupy nearly every continent and aquatic system on Earth. Translation, there's nowhere safe. You can move to the desert, scorpions. Move to the tropical rainforest, snakes. Move to the ocean, everything there looks like a hallucination and half of it is venomous.
Sorry about that. The ocean especially feels personal. You brush against a jellyfish and suddenly your nervous system files for divorce.
Venom is not simply poison. Venom is a delivery system. It is chemistry with intent. A toxin becomes venom when a creature injects it through fangs, stingers, spines, harpoons, or microscopic darts. And these venoms are chemically sophisticated. Some contain enzymes that liquefy tissue. Others paralyze muscles. Some attack blood cells. Others interrupt nerve signals. Imagine thousands of tiny biochemical assassins carrying out coordinated attacks inside the body. That is venom.
And evolution kept improving the formula. Oh, your prey escaped? Add paralysis. Oh, predators still bothering you? Excellent. Add excruciating pain. Nature workshops violence like Silicon Valley workshops apps.
Now we arrive at the celebrities of venom science, neurotoxins. Neurotoxins attack the nervous system itself. Cobras, coral snakes, scorpions, black widow spiders. These venoms interfere with communication between nerves and muscles. Your brain says, move your arm. The neurotoxin says, nope.
That is what makes neurotoxins terrifying. They don't necessarily destroy tissue first. They hijack communication. Your body becomes a city where all the phone lines suddenly go dead. Breathing may fail. Muscles may lock. Paralysis may spread silently while the victim is fully conscious. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is nightmare fuel.
Now, rattlesnakes are different. Their venom often causes massive local tissue damage, swelling, redness, intense pain. The bitten limb stiffens, walking becomes difficult, tissue may begin dying, and in severe cases, swelling spreads dramatically through the body.
Which is horrifying enough, but rattlesnakes also include a warning system, the rattle. That is astonishingly polite for a murder noodle. Most predators do not announce themselves. Imagine if sharks rattled before attacking. Tourism would collapse overnight.
Human beings romanticize the ocean. The sea is healing. The sea is calming. The sea contains organisms that look like lamps and kill like assassins. Jellyfish, sea anemones, corals, octopi, sea urchins, venomous mollusks. Some sting, some puncture, some inject toxins through microscopic harpoons. One creature looks like a decorative shell and can kill a human in minutes.
And yet people still say, I wonder what happens if I touch it.
Now we encounter one of nature's cleverest tricks. Sometimes the dangerous organism is not the thing you see. Shellfish poisoning often comes from microscopic algae called dinoflagellates. The shellfish consume them, the toxins accumulate. The shellfish survives. You eat the shellfish. Suddenly your nervous system starts buffering like bad internet.
That is the sneakiest setup imaginable. The clam is basically standing there saying, oh no, I'm perfectly harmless. Meanwhile, it is carrying biochemical doom like a seafood Trojan horse.
People often ask, why would nature create such terrible substances? Wrong question. Nature does not create morality. Nature creates survival. Venoms evolve for defense, predation, competition, and digestion. Every toxin tells an evolutionary story. A spider too small to overpower prey physically develops paralysis. A snake develops hemotoxins to immobilize large animals. A jellyfish develops stinging cells to capture prey in open water. Evolution is engineering without mercy.
Here is the irony. The same toxins that kill us also save lives. Snake venom compounds helped develop blood pressure medications. Marine toxins are studied for pain treatment and neurological disease research. Even death has chemistry worth understanding.
And that is the lesson of toxicology. Nature is neither friend nor enemy. It is power. Magnificent, indifferent, ancient power. To survive, humanity had to learn it, study it, respect it, because ignorance of nature has always been fatal. And if tonight taught you nothing else, stop touching those brightly colored animals.
Right. I didn't know that sea anemones were poisonous.
Yes, some are.
That's scary.
The sea is terrifying. You ever look out on deck of a boat at the vastness of the ocean in the dark? Yes.
Absolutely.
And yes, it can be terrifying if you start concentrating on the vastness of it. Yes. The depth of it. Yes. And that's without the creatures.
Right. Yeah.
Creatures make it more terrifying.
Yeah. I remember being on the cruise that I've been on. And, the water is beautiful to me, and even when it's dark like that. And it's vast. But what I kept thinking about was like whales and how big they are. And, if one could destabilize the boat, if we could ever come across one that were big enough to do that. And I talked with my friend who I was on the cruise with about, some of my thoughts about that. And she just kind of seemed like she thought I was being silly. But I just really understand that you can't underestimate nature. You can't underestimate. I mean, we don't even know. There's creatures out there we don't even know. We have no idea,
Yeah.
And I think people have that, like, I don't know if it's Columbus syndrome or I don't know what it is. It's like you feel connected to what people have taught us is this civilization where everything has been conquered and everything is known and all that. And that's not even close to the truth.
Yeah. I think on this land, I think most of it, if not all of it, has been discovered. But now the ocean, that's like space. It's
exactly.
It's
way more like space than we would like to admit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And there are many life forms, like you said, that we don't even know that are down there. But I'm sure in space too. Now we are in space.
Right. Definitely.
And there's life on this planet. So you mean to tell me out of all the planets and all the galaxies in this universe, We're the only one with life,
Right.
viable life on it. I don't believe that.
Well, you know, there's.
But I don't know if some alien like the reptilians and all that job. I don't know if they're on this earth right now. You know, like
They were here first, and they're pulling all the strings.
Yeah, I don't think that, but
I don't know, Baba. I was gonna say, you know, there are UFO files coming out now, being released by like the CIA. They are so anxious to divert people's attention from anything else.
yeah. I mean, even you know, Obama did a interview and he was asked, you know, are there aliens? He said, yeah, yes, there are. But he claims he didn't see any.
Right.
He claims.
Petty Gibbs says, if insects were giant, they'd be terrifying. Absolutely. If insects were just a little bit bigger, we would have a problem.
Well, one, if ants were like the size of dogs, we'd all be dead.
Yeah.
So an ant can lift 10,000 times its weight. 10,000 times its weight. So if an ant was the size of a Rottweiler, we'd be in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
That one ant, so imagine a whole bunch of ants.
And they run together and they're organized.
Right. Right.
It would be a problem.
Yeah. So this, you know, the world knows Mother Nature. She knows what she's doing by regulating the size of things. I mean, hell, if human beings were the size of whales, we'd be dead too. Then too, a human being the size of, or if we had the same musculature as most animals. So most animals, they have mainly white muscle. So they're strong. We don't have no white muscle. If we had white muscle, to have that strength and the intelligence that we have, oh man, it'd be dangerous. There'd be a bunch of homelanders out here. And Homelander got his comeuppance. So if you haven't seen it,
we cannot.
I said got his comeuppance. I didn't say how. I mean, anybody watching got to know that he's going to get his comeuppance. But
I'm not going to say anything. I think that I'm sorry. We're on the boys, but the way that they have written this season, it's like there was a million. I realized that they were purposely like putting thoughts into my head, like they always do with shows. But I'm just saying, like, actually directing me to try to think what was going to end up happening. And I'm like, by like the third one, I was like, you know what? Yeah, they're just like putting this out there to make it seem like what will happen is related to like this.
And if anybody's read the comic books, well, you know it diverges from the comic books, always. So
everything, yeah.
So don't go in thinking it's gonna end like the comic books, but it's got some elements from the comics. They just did it in different ways.
No, that's cool.
But that was still dealing with what we're dealing with, because I said if we were all the size of whales, or
right,
you know,
if we were all soups.
Yeah, or if we relied on white muscles instead of red muscles, we'd be really dangerous. I'm trying to avoid seeing people talk about how he died until I catch up. Oh, I'm not going to say how he died.
Oh.
Is that better? Is that better or worse? What? Let me see. Always first class media. What's next? King Kong versus Godzilla. You mean the episodes we're doing?
No, I don't think
We can do King Kong versus Godzilla.
I don't think that's what he means. Whoever it is.
I'm trying to avoid saying. Let me see.
Oh, reading I haven't read the comics.
If insects were giant, they'd be terrifying. Yes, yeah, yep. Distraction.
Oh yeah. Our manifesto says insects have that exoskeleton, right?
Well, not all, but many do. Yes.
Yeah. But the exoskeleton probably evolved the way that it did because they're so small. You
Right.
know?
I'm trying to avoid seeing you something. Is it better or worse? Is what better or worse?
I think he's
reading the comic.
Yeah.
Reading the comic. If you go in expecting the show to be like the comic, you're going to be disappointed. But if you just go in and take them as two separate stories, I think you'd be satisfied.
Well, you always have to do that with books, though.
Yeah. Now with Welcome to Dairy. Welcome to Dairy. I think that the show was better than the book.
Wow. Well, I mean, the show really, other than certain elements, didn't have much to do with things that happened in the book specifically. Right. Greetings, Okiki.
Credo Mutwa told us the Chitauri are here. Yes, he did. And I believe that's where the whole thing about reptilians evolved from. But they running the media and all this. They running the government and all that. You know. He didn't say that, though. But yes. Speaking of deadly nature in Egypt, that would have spooky sandstorm. They would have spooky sandstorms. Not just in Egypt. So in I believe it was Ethiopia, the Italians were coming to attack Haile Selassie. And Haile Selassie just says something like, watch or, observe or whatever. And from what I understand, I've been told this by the Ethiopian, that the Italians ran into a sandstorm that seemed unnatural, and then it ran them out of the desert. I mean, the people of Ethiopia were killing the Italians anyway, but never see the show from. Oh yeah, I've seen the show from. I'm on the current episode.
We have talked about From.
Right.
Yeah. I think From is what, since I got over my scariness and went ahead and watched Dairy. I'm gonna eventually get over my scariness and start from again.
So you have seen some of them though.
Oh yeah, I saw the first, definitely the first two seasons. But I didn't finish the third season. I haven't seen any of this season.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I remember.
They had sandstorms here, the Dust Bowl in the Midwest, early 20th century, when Europeans overfarmed soil. Yes. Don't they have a football game or something like that called the Dust Bowl? I know they got the Super Bowl. I believe they got the Sugar Bowl. I think they had a Dust Bowl too.
I want to say I feel like they do too, but I don't know. I'm not.
Dr. Carver helped them to rotate crops on the soil. Now, what venomous creatures or poisonous creatures do y'all know of in your environment, in the state or city where you live?
I know this is a common one, but I know that there are black widow spiders here in Georgia and the brown recluse. And I believe I've been bitten by one of them. Like, or just a very, I guess there are other spiders that are kind of bad too. I've had like some really weird bites at times.
Now, I've been bitten over 100 times by spiders. Never by a black widow, thank goodness.
I guess I'm probably just assuming the worst.
Or not by a brown recluse either, thank goodness. Brown recluse, I knew somebody in the army that it had crawled up from the toilet, and it had bit him in his testicles.
That is like my.
And he had to have his testicles removed because it causes necrosis. And he had to have his testicles removed.
Okay. No, I haven't been bitten by a black widow or brown recluse. No.
Yeah. Now, I've been bitten by jumping spiders, and I got bitten. The worst bite I got when we lived in Stone Mountain. I went into the mailbox, and it was something like way back in the mailbox. So I dug into the mail, put my head in and dug it. I never do that now. I dug into it, and the spider bit me in my head. It messed me up. I was I was on fire, and the reason I was on fire, it was a baby. So a baby spider is dangerous because a baby spider, and I usually don't kill spiders. That's probably why I got bit so much. But a baby spider, it will put all of its venom into you because it hasn't learned.
You gotta hold some back.
And I was like, whoo, man. Now my wife was like, what did she say? She said something like out of pocket, like, I was just, I think she said, like, you the balogoon, you acting like this or something like that, right? I said, shit. The balogoon got bitten by a spider, and I smacked it on my head, and that's how I knew it was a baby, because it got in my finger after I smacked it. But we got picked up by somebody. We were waiting on somebody to pick us up, and I know who it was, but and they were like, how you gonna tell him that, and so and so, and he's so well respected, and you're gonna say, I said, oh, she always does that, you the balogoon, you're not supposed to be scared. And yes, I was bald. Yes. Now ticks, they, I think they have a venom, but their venom is just to numb the area where they're gonna implant themselves. And they implant themselves and then they suck your blood. Like mosquitoes. Mosquitoes, they have they can numb you, and they suck the blood out. But yeah, I was bald during that time, like purposely bald. Spiders kill the pest I hate, just not fast enough. Yeah, and that's why I usually don't kill them. I try to, like, if a spider gets in the house, I try to catch it in a cup or something and run it out of here.
Yeah,
you know,
we do that.
I've always done that since I was a little boy. But like I said, it's played against me at times. I've gotten bitten by spiders. Spiders have an immense intelligence. I believe spiders have the intelligence. The adult spider has the intelligence of a adult regular dog, not like a German Shepherd. German Shepherds are geniuses, but a regular dog. And so I try not to kill them and stuff anyway.
Brittany said nightshades like belladonna are around Atlanta.
Okay.
I'm not familiar.
You know what another nightshade is that we love?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes, yeah, that's a nightshade.
I think eggplant.
Eggplant, yeah. Eggplant is and it's one more. But yeah, so we do eat some nightshades.
I think Billy would know. I can't remember the other one that we love to eat.
And yes, Code Knox said, "Wait, what?" Yes. Eggplants and tomatoes are nightshades in there, and we eat them. I believe black pepper is too.
And they're supposed to, if you're trying to heal from something, you're supposed to not eat those, right, Baba?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something you're trying to heal from.
Yeah. And also, if you're trying to heal a broken bone,
okay,
stay away from those, but also stay away from milk. Don't believe that lie. Like when I was growing up, some people used to be like, you drink some milk and that'll heal a broken bone. No, it will not. It'll break that job down. So those are delicious.
That's an inflammatory. I know you're not talking about the milk, but it's a timely comment for the milk, Code Knox, because the milk is also.
Code Knox said about the milk too?
No, I think
that's inflammatory. Yeah.
Was talking. Yeah, well, I think Code Knox is talking about something else, but it also fits for the milk.
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm. Did anyone do anything interesting this week? I also, in addition to seeing the Mandalorian, I went to see one of my favorite MCs, even though I can't include him in my top list because he doesn't have enough proper albums. I don't know why that matters, but it does somehow. But his name is Jay Electronica. He was in Atlanta this week.
Yeah. Jay Electronica,
quite a thrill for me.
Is also in the Nation of Islam.
He is, and he talked about it at length. He actually had on a hoodie that said Louis Farrakhan, and it had the symbols that Louis Vuitton has on their which they play off of African symbols anyway, but
right, of course.
Louis Vuitton has on their, their signature stuff. So it looks like Louis Farrakhan with the symbols. It was really cool. It was interesting the way, he did that. But yeah, it was a dope show. Very
Cool.
glad I
Yeah,
saw
he
it.
making the rounds. Is it?
Yeah, he is. He was in South Carolina in March, I believe. He went to a couple different dates. He hadn't announced his Atlanta show at that time, so I was going to go to South Carolina to see him because the places were only about 3 hours away from here. But then my grandmother got ill, so I couldn't leave town, obviously. So but yeah, he has a little tour going on right now. Yeah, that was my second time seeing him too at Manifesto. I saw him once years ago.
I saw Jay Electronica twice. That's good for me.
Why is that good for you?
Probably because he's in the nation.
I Manifesto's in the nation?
No.
Oh, because Jay Electronica is in the nation?
Yeah.
He was going over some of his lyrics, and there is a lot of that's happening right now. I mean, it was really interesting. Because a lot of especially some of his early songs. I mean, I remember pushing my son in his stroller while we, through our neighborhood while we listened to Jay Electronica on my MP3 player when it was.
So Jay Electronica been out that long?
Oh yeah, yeah. He was always releasing music on YouTube. Just I mean, he has tons of music. He did songs I didn't know, which wasn't that troubling, to be honest, because I figured he probably had music I hadn't delved into. To me, that is almost exciting because now I get to go find a new song. But yeah, he has tons of songs. He just has never. He put out one album on March 13th, 2020, which was right at the beginning of the pandemic. I mean, literally, that was the last day that we worked at my job. That morning, I had to be at work at like 5 a.m. I downloaded his new album while I was on my way to work and started listening to it. And I was listening to it as I set up the last event that I was to work for the rest of that year. So it was odd, the timing of that. But yeah. So it's been over 6 years since he put out like an actual record. But he releases music. And this weekend in Atlanta, there's a jazz festival. Not sure if I'll get a chance to make it by there. I would like to, but it's raining a lot. Someone who I know is having a graduation party for their daughter who just graduated from nursing school, and it's an outdoor party. They said they're still going to do it, but I mean, there's a lot of rain going on. So yeah,
Right now in EP. What's EP?
East Point, I think.
Oh, okay.
Is it pouring? I'm in College Park. It's not pouring here.
Yeah. Well, I'm in Jonesboro right now. At the Jonesboro house. We got two houses, but I'm in Jonesboro and it's not raining here. In fact, the sky is clear.
Oh, near the so like downtown East Point.
It's raining and cold in New Jersey. Wow. I don't know. This weather this year has just been so obnoxious.
Crazy. Yeah, it's almost June.
Right. I mean, really, we didn't get a spring, except I guess the rain, but not the feeling of spring.
Not really.
No, it was like really cold, then it got really hot.
Exactly. It feels like it's gonna. It just always feels like it's gonna turn that cold, maybe.
Right. It's coming for you, Nikki. Go roll up them car windows.
I keep them rolled up. Don't worry. Thank you, though. But yeah, after this,
90 degrees midweek. Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite hot earlier this week. So, but I have to go to McDonough after this.
McDonald's. Oh no.
McDonough, Georgia. So, doesn't that sound like the country? Should be fun. Trustfully. If not, I'll we'll go home.
You going to an event?
Yeah, I'm going to a party for someone who just graduated.
Oh, you're talking about the nursing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's supposed to be outside. I'm texting them this morning, like, we still doing this? It's supposed to be like, no, not working. Like, I'm a guest at someone's whatever.
It's funny that you and Brittany said McDonough, is country. Now the city of McDonough is, but the word McDonough is Irish.
Right. Yeah. I think it's just that it sounds like where they film from. It could be Code Knox. It could be a variant of McDonough.
Right, maybe. McDowell's Burgers. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this from thing. Actually,
I wonder if somebody will get sued if they made McDowell's.
There's a vegan spot. It's actually not new. It's called Mr. Charlie's, which is yeah. I've never been. It's mostly on the West Coast, I think, but they're supposed to be opening one in Atlanta at some point. And I'm like, if McDonald's hasn't sued them, then they might be affiliated with McDonald's because it is so similar, like the old Happy Meal box or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like the aesthetic is almost identical. I'm like, there's no way McDonald's has not issued a cease and desist against them unless they're owned by them. I think that
right. That may be.
Yeah, them trying to slide into a new market, on the slide.
Right. Sounds like where they, by Coming to America Classic. Yes.
They have closed so many
What's
great.
the best vegan burger spot in ATL?
What's your food?
Yeah.
I mean, we can definitely shout out Slutty Vegan, even though I don't eat there a lot.
I don't mess with Slutty Vegan. For many reasons, but I say the best. The best you can get the best vegan burger and veggie burger at because they're different, by the way. Damn, what's the name of the place? And it looks like a kung fu movie.
You're talking about Grindhouse.
Yeah, Grindhouse.
So Grindhouse doesn't have they have the Impossible Burger, but they don't have. So does
Slutty Vegan.
No, Slutty Vegan does Beyond. They started.
Oh, that's your boy. That's your boy, Bill Gates.
They both are. Bill Gates.
Yeah, exactly.
Both Beyond and Impossible.
Yeah, Impossible. He owns both of those companies. Yeah.
He doesn't own them. He is invested in them.
Yeah, that means he owns them.
I'm just saying. Lots of people are invested in a lot of things.
Beanie Siegel has a pizza spot.
I was gonna say
in Atlanta,
Grindhouse doesn't have. They used to have a vegan black bean burger. They do not
right?
anymore. They
Oh,
don't.
okay.
I went there with my son. You know, all really like happy and expecting to have the vegan black bean burger, and now it is no longer vegan. So. I was gonna say though, there's a place off of Hal Mill. I want to say it's called Moxie Burger or something like that. And a lot of their burgers are the impossible too. But I did have something there one day that was great. It was like a breakfast sandwich, but it was priced like a burger, but it was gigantic. Like I ate off of it at least twice. And it's a fully vegan spot, but it's like outside the city.
Now, what's his name?
I'm sorry, Baba. It's called Mission Burger. Mission Burger.
Okay, Mission Burger.
Yeah, they got great burgers. Slutty Vegan has some tasty food too.
What's the dude? What's the dude? God dog it. Not Beanie Siegel. He raps with the dude who did the song "I'm Black."
You talking about Buddy? Like Buddy did the "I'm Black" song.
I thought it was no. It was God damn. It's a well known rap. Jadakiss. Jadakiss. He owns a coffee house with his father in Atlanta.
Oh, really?
I think it's also in like New York or something too.
Oh, I thought they just had coffee. I didn't know.
They have coffee too, but they own a spot. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. I knew he had like a smoothies place. A smoothie. I think it was Jadakiss that had the smoothie place, or
now he used to
or
years ago.
I
was doing concierge work in Midtown. He used to come into the Dunkin' Donuts on 14th Street every night. Well, I was there obviously every night because I saw him every night. But he used to be there every night. And when I saw, and he would order different, I don't know why he went there and not Starbucks, but because what he was doing, he was researching the different coffees and stuff. I guess he was researching it for what him and his dad was going to
do. Okay.
That's what I'm assuming. That's what he was doing. You know.
Okay.
Because he was always buying something different.
Oh, Styles P and Angela Yee. Are they? Is that juice place all of them, or is it just that they all do juice? I think it's Jadakiss and Styles together, right? With the juice spot. Is it in Yonkers or? I don't know. I never had the pleasure, but if I was in New York, I would definitely go check them out. I wanted to shout out one other place. I have not eaten there, but I hear it's really good. It's called Jimmy Jams, and it's near the Ace Center. And I haven't had a chance to try them, but I think their burgers are also impossible. And I don't really mess with Impossible like that. So, but I would go get the kale wrap or something because I think it's a black-owned spot. So I would go, support them.
You hear about these people eating livers, the Chud guy and this Liver King guy. What are they, vampires?
People eat livers? You talking about... Is it raw? Is that what's so outrageous? Because people eat livers.
Oh, Beanie Siegel spot is in Philly. Okay.
I read about something about that recently.
People eating liver. Now, of course, people eat cooked liver. Some people. I don't eat any organs, but some people. But
I used to enjoy the Harold's livers and gizzards. in the day. And I think, it's funny because when I ate meat, I did enjoy liver. So I didn't, because I didn't know, and obviously I didn't know anything about what a liver is. That's like
And you obviously didn't know what a gizzard is either.
Right, no.
And most people don't know what a gizzard is, but
a liver in particular is like the last thing that you should be eating. Probably a gizzard too. I still don't really know what a gizzard is.
People told me, they said, well, you don't eat organs, but gizzard is a rooster's nuts. I said, no, roosters don't have testicles, brother. Roosters don't have testicles. Rooster doesn't have sex with the hen, because that's what another brother told me. He said, and this is a brother that is how can you put it? He's well educated. He said, the rooster, what it does, it takes its spur and sticks it in the hole of the female, and then it shoots sperm in. I said, birds don't have sperm, and birds don't impregnate chickens or other birds. That's not how birds reproduce. That's not how they reproduce. Now the hen is born with the eggs in its body, and you can see that when you open up
in her body, Bob.
In her body, yeah. Yes. When you open up a hen, you'll see the eggs. Wow. But that's not how the rooster does that. Let me see. Meat eaters would be fooled by what?
I guess the vegan spot I was talking about. Everyone's moms eat turkey necks. Betty Gibbs.
Somebody said that?
Betty Gibbs says, my mom eats turkey necks. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, most black moms.
Yeah.
A couple of rappers in the coffee game. Oh, okay. Jerry Kiss Spoppy and Angela Lee on Juice Spot. Oh, okay. Now let's see.
I definitely lost. I Manifesto asked if either of us lost muscle going vegan.
Now, in Memphis, 8 Ball has a new coffee shop. What? Really?
That's funny. 8 Ball coffee. I've definitely lost weight. I wouldn't say that I significantly lost muscle. To be honest, I don't know how much.
Yeah, you did.
That
you significantly lost muscle.
Who, me? I did.
Yeah, because
you didn't know me when I went vegan.
Well, that's true. So I guess you just, I don't know, you just lost muscle. I don't know. Because I remember you and Ogunlewa were like the most muscular women in the class, but
yeah, that was I've been vegan for 16 years. This month, actually.
The thing about Impossible is that they want it to be just like meat, and I don't want to feel like I'm eating meat.
That I had a hard time because I feel like Beyond and Impossible are very similar, except that Beyond is made of pea protein. There's no gluten. There's no soy in Beyond.
So it's made of people. It's made of people. You said
pea protein, PEA.
I know.
Right, but I know I'm just for the people in the back.
Now, Impossible also has heme in it. It has that organism that bleeds.
Right, yeah. But Impossible is made of soy, which is one reason why I don't rock with it like that. But they both have that quality to them, and I found that very strange when I first started eating Beyond.
They were vegan, then they switched to liver.
Yeah, that's got to be Yoruba's. I mean, I know we don't,
It's a weird cult thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again.
Did Baba or Miniki lose muscle going vegan? Oh, I haven't gone vegan. we pretty much eat vegan in this house about twice a week, 3 days a week. But when I was vegetarian for years, and I lost muscle content then. Yes, connective tissue too. In fact, I was holding one of my students in the S lock. That's called the S lock. In the S lock, around the waist, and he was fighting to get out, and I could feel my my tendons in my joints like breaking. So I let him go, and I switched to something else, and didn't tell anybody. But yeah, my mom eats turkey necks. Yeah, most do. In fact, most mothers will eat turkey neck and put some mustard on it.
Wow, I've never seen my mom do that.
Yeah, she put mustard and bread. Turkey neck.
That's gross.
Turkey neck, and then they also eat turkey clavicles now. And they call it. They talk about turkey ribs. They call it turkey ribs, and it's really the clavicle of the turkey.
That's wow.
Now I'm like
my
wife when she was talking about with hot wings. She said, "Damn, we eventually we eat so many hot wings. It ain't gonna be enough birds. It ain't gonna be enough chickens, right?"
I mean, you're getting 20, 50 at a time, like
right. So with turkey clavicle, a turkey clavicle, and you buy the turkey ribs, and it's like 3 or 5 or something. So that means they got to kill 5 turkeys at least to give you these ribs. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, something ain't adding up.
Yeah, exactly. That you eating some rat clavicle. Let's see. I be thanking the Lord for the black woman every day. Yeah, I do too.
Thank you. Me too. Absolutely.
Amino acids make protein.
Absolutely.
Yes. 8-ball dock roast.
I don't even see that, but yes, 100%.
8-ball dock roast. Now, is that a complexion joke? Because he is a dark dude.
Thank you, Eugene Mason. I see you.
I'm not vegan, but I've stopped eating meat for some time now. Oh, all right, good. So what do you call yourself then? Vegetarian, or you stopped eating meat? Now, are you? So some people say, I don't eat meat, but they eat chicken because they don't call chicken meat.
Or fish.
Or fish, yeah.
A lot of people that say they don't eat meat but still eat fish.
Right. Oh yeah, of course. Let me see here.
I mean, no shade to anyone, if you still eat.
He Paul gets his beans from Africa, I think. Oh, damn. Okay. But no, if you get the essentials amino acids, you won't lose muscle. Oh, really?
Absolutely. Because that's what makes up proteins. That's why they call like when they say beans and rice or something like.
Okay, I get it. Turkeys grow long hairs from the clavicle. Ew.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is when you pair beans and rice, or if you have something like quinoa and they call it a complete protein, is because it has the complete profile of amino acids to make that protein. So the old thinking is that you have to pair these things all the time and eat them in order to get complete protein, but really you just need to be making sure that you're eating a diverse profile of amino acids all the time. Like a lot of times when people go vegan or change their diet, they're eating a lot of junk. There's a lot of people who just eat a bunch of junk that doesn't have any meat in it,
Right.
and then they get really fat and that kind of thing, and it's not necessary. You can eat whole foods. I'm constantly working on my diet, obviously, but you do not have to
So
eat.
so Jaron does say he doesn't eat any flesh. Okay. Turkeys have long chest hairs. It freaks me out.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. Did Baba eat eggs as a vegetarian? When I was a vegetarian, no, I didn't eat it. I don't really eat eggs now. I try not to. It's funny. My wife, she always eats eggs, and she tried to convince me to eat eggs. I just can't. I can't eat no egg unless, which is crazy, unless it's got cheese in it. You got to have a lot of cheese.
That is funny.
Those hairs are called beards.
Ew.
Y'all know a lot about these turkey hairs.
That's so gross. Yeah, it's funny. Brittany said I eat eggs inside of stuff and rarely by themselves sometimes. It's funny. I had I would go through this thing 6 months at a time where I couldn't eat eggs. Like they just made me sick. And then I would go back to eating them. And then after a while, I would get sick again and I would stop. I would be off of eggs. And that was years prior to becoming vegan. But that was one of the main things. And everyone always says like cheese too. Those were two of the main things that made me think that I could never be vegan, but it just, after a while.
Always first class media asks, is it best for someone to eat according to their blood type? Now, if you ask Ominiki, she's going to say no because she's a vegan. If you ask me, I'll say I don't know. But I will say I have a student that eats according to his blood type.
I was going to say, if you ask Amasoon.
And, it is even Amasoon. It's Kunle.
Oh,
Kunle eats according to his blood type, and it's worked for him. Because he had got, at one point, he had gotten, he has a video of him jumping off a cliff into the water in Puerto Rico, and every damn piece of him is jumping. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh my God, man, you gotta. And so he started then eating for his blood type, and he lost a lot of that weight.
I think the thing about that, because there are people who say that they have cured ailments eating an all meat diet.
Tell your mother.
I think what starts to do anything for you is disciplining yourself and starting to pay attention to whatever it is that you're eating. I think that is what makes the difference.
I've been forced into poultry raising recently. A chicken just showed up and never left one day at my house, and I went down a poultry rabbit hole. We may have done that. We may have set the chicken free at your house or something, depending on where you live.
Poultry raising. Okay.
I just started the quinoa. It's working out. Yeah, quinoa is good.
Yeah, there's some variations on quinoa that you can do too, Petty. I don't know how many different ways you make it, but you could do like a porridge in the morning. Normally, quinoa, when you prepare it, you do it like rice, which is basically like 2-to-1 ratio with water to quinoa. But if you want to do like a porridge, you can do 3-to-1. That'll make it more like oatmeal. Like you put some juice in there. You can do like 2 cups of juice. 2 cups of water, 1 cup of apple juice, and then 1 cup of quinoa. And cook it like an oatmeal. That's really good. But there's a lot of different ways you can do quinoa. You get the red quinoa, get the black quinoa. It doesn't always have to be the white. the white is the one that has the least amount of flavor. The
Mm.
red and the black are both really good. Those are I tend to mix them all, but I particularly love the red and the black. So if you're not into those, then that's more quinoa game for you.
Yeah, I just learned something. I never had. I don't think. I have to ask my wife. I don't think we've had the red, but we had the black quinoa.
Yeah. They have it all at the farmers market here. But different places now. It used to be the main place you could get it was the farmers market, but I see it in different spots now. So hey, check it out. I know Kroger has the red. I've seen that.
Chicken was looking for a home. Yeah, yeah. They always are. I don't. Let me see. So the people we get our chickens from, we buy live chickens. Yeah, you don't just see chickens in the forest or nothing either. You don't see chickens in the forest. I could never drink raw eggs like them bodybuilders mixes. Yeah, me either. That's gross. Lentil soup over quinoa is the move. Oh yeah. Now lentil soup on quinoa, yes.
Can you put sesame in food?
No, baby, I'm shooting the show now. Okay. Ask your mother. So I told you.
So you want some food?
Now I guess she got some food. I don't know, but she wants some sauce on her food.
Oh, okay.
Now the food is a beef stew, like, so it is sauce over rice, and
I think she just wants daddy.
yeah, that's what it is. I think not in our forest, but in Asia, chickens are abundant. Oh, really? In the forest? Okay,
That's interesting.
yeah.
It seemed like they would be naturally vulnerable,
Yeah.
given they can't really fly, and I mean,
Jungle fowl, not really like our domesticated chickens. So, yeah. So now
that
so
sounds.
I've eaten like guinea fowls are what you call jungle fowl. I mean, people domesticate them now because they people buy them, but I buy those, and those are like a guinea fowl is a fighter, boy. Ooh, boy. Now I don't like their meat. My wife does, but I don't like the guinea fowl meat. But she does. It's too much work to be dealing with them dogs. Trying to keep yourself safe. Okay, baby. Okay.
Eugene Mason, I'm fasting right now. Please stop playing with me, okay?
I'm cooking navy beans, cabbage, quinoa with baked yams. Oh, yeah. Now, I have a funny story about yams. So, black folks, we call sweet potatoes yams a lot. There was a sister, she had gotten divination from our priest. And he said, okay, you have to bring a pound of, I think it's 3 pounds of pounded yam. She said, okay. And so she brought the thing that we thought was pounded yam, but it was, in the container. And Bob Pashola opened it up, and it was orange. It was the sweet potato. He said, "What is this? What is this?" And she was like, "Yam. You said 3 pounds." I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "Sister, is Ian pounded yam. Ian pounded yam." And she said, "What's that?" I said, "I got to take you to the store and show you that it's not. It wasn't talking about yams like black folk yams. So, hey, little Kiki. So, sister said, "Hey" to you.
Were they like mashed, cooked?
Yeah, she had mashed them up. She had mashed them up, made mashed
So she
yam.
pounded them. Okay.
Yeah, but it was pounded yam, but it was yams.
Those are Georgia yams.
Yeah, that's black people yams because we used to call them yams up in Chicago too. Man, give me some yams. Now, in my household, we didn't call them yams. My mother, sweet potatoes. But a lot of people science it up too. See, the yams is the one that come in the can.
Yeah.
They cut a certain way. Those are the yams. No, those are not yams. I did a 3-day water fast last week. What is Baba and Ominiki's favorite nutritious meal to cook? My meal to cook is nothing because I try not to cook. But when my favorite that when I used to cook that my family loved was pinto beans. Mm-hmm. I could throw down on some pinto beans. Oh, so that was my favorite when I was cooking.
Yeah, I love pinto beans too. I would say some of the most common ones that I make are like black-eyed peas with okra or lima beans with okra. I'll put like the whole okra in there sometimes or the cut okra. But I could go on and on about.
Yeah, I can't. So I can't eat okra, but I can eat those black-eyed peas though.
Yeah,
love them.
Love black-eyed peas.
Sounds good. You lost the translation. Those are candy yams. Yes. So they call them candy yams, but they're really just sweet potatoes with sugar on them. I think calling sweet potatoes yams comes from slaves in America substituting African yams for sweet potatoes. Yeah. That's definitely where it comes from. Yes.
Oh, pintos with mushrooms. Yeah, I love mushrooms. I love so much. I love eggplant.
Now, you mentioned the black maca before, so I'm gonna have to try that. I think my wife has had black maca, but I have to try that. I did some pinto with mushrooms and molasses once. Okay. Now I put molasses in my pinto beans, but I've never put mushrooms in them. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not allergic to okra. It's a spiritual taboo for me, so I can't eat them. Mm-hmm. So in the tradition that I'm part of, which is Ifa, usually like a person get divination done, they may have to stay away from a certain food for 3 days, 7 days. When you become a priest, which I am, an owl of Ifa, you have things that are forever taboo for you. So I have several things that are taboo for me, and okra is one of them. Well, that actually didn't come from Ifa for me. It came from Obatala. So I became an Obatala priest, and I can't eat okra for a certain reason. Well, I hate okra. I need to learn more about this spiritual taboo. Well, it's a taboo for me, and for my wife too now. But yeah. And I loved okra. My mother would make it where it wasn't slimy.
I was gonna say is Brittany says it's too slimy. One thing I learned, okra was something that I never ate. It is one of my favorite things now, but when I became vegan, I became open to all vegetables basically. And okra I found out through going to farmers markets, like local farmers markets and gardens and stuff, is that okra is not fresh when it's slimy. So when you go and you buy fresh okra, it's not slimy. And one thing you can tell when you get the okra when it's fresh somewhere, if you bend the tip and it breaks, that means it's fresh. If it just kind of folds down, that means that it's old or, not fresh. So you just don't buy the ones that just bend down. You buy the ones that the tips will snap, and then you cook them right away, and it's not slimy at all. So if you're interested in trying okra that's not slimy, you can try that.
Portobello chopped in them slow cooked pinto beans.
Okay. So again, I'm fasting. It doesn't normally bother me, but now I'm at the end. I do it for a month. I've been doing it for 3 weeks. So I'm on the last week. And that's when you become sensitive to food talk, or at least when I become sensitive to food talk.
I'll just say this. Instead of using portobello mushrooms, use shrooms.
Oh.
And your slow cooked pinto beans. And I'm serious. Because you can use shrooms as a food, also.
Okay.
And
some magical pintos.
Yeah, exactly. Now, also on mushrooms. Mushrooms are not like weed. You do not get high off of mushrooms. You can trip off of mushrooms, but you don't get high off of mushrooms. But shit, I tripped off of marijuana. I had an edible that I got from one of my dear brothers, one of my students, who you all know, and I just hang on to the thing, and I said, I'm gonna try it. This one day I was at home by myself, and I was eating the thing, and I called him too. He said, "Man, you ain't supposed to eat the whole thing." I was like, "Well, shit, I didn't know." So it was like, no, it was on a what do you call them bars? Like a Rice Krispie treat, and it had a noun later on top of it. All this is infused, by the way.
Okay.
So I can't really say it's a noun later, but it looked like a noun later. So I'm tearing it up. I'm like, man, this is good. And then I saw a panther run by that eye. I said, "Oh shit!" So I turned away from that side, and I ate again. And it ran by that eye.
The panthers weren't bothering you.
I said, "Oh damn, I'm high as hell, right?"
It took two. It took two panthers for you to say that.
Well, no, the first one I said, "Oh boy," and then the second one I just I was like, "Damn, I'm tore up." So that can happen to you when you do mushrooms too. Now I haven't had nothing like that, but mushrooms, you don't get high off of mushrooms. Mushrooms, it forms connections in your brain with your synapses. They all start connecting back again, and that's important for like an old motherfucker like me. So you start reconnecting your synapses and all that. I was talking about it the other day. I was drinking. I think I talked about this on here. Went to my cousin's, my aunt by marriage's house, aunt and uncle, and the cousin came by, her son, and he was giving me bottles of beer after bottles of beer, and I was drinking it, and I normally get tore up off of one bottle. I drank 6 bottles and wasn't even buzzing because I'd eaten the mushrooms before. and it was connected. It connected my synapses, so I wasn't getting drunk. What alcohol does, it disconnects the synapses, but the mushrooms kept them connected. So,
wow.
And I'm not telling that story for you to like go off and drink a whole lot of alcohol after doing some mushrooms. I'm not doing that, but I'm just telling you what happened. What my experience was. I need Eugene Mason as my chef. I would go vegan. I'm for hire. I manifesto, but not for sale. Hey, yeah. You can't get high when tripping. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. When you tripping, you don't get high. It's a different feeling. Everybody is different. Yeah, that's true. But getting high and tripping, white people say tripping balls, but and tripping is totally different.
Yeah, bro.
Any more high or go to sleep typically. Now, I went to sleep after eating. And see I be grubbing too much. I forget that I'm grubbing on some infused stuff. So this one brother gave me some infused brownies. You know, you're supposed to eat a piece of the brownie, and that's it. I made my coffee. I'm drinking my coffee, and I'm eating a whole brownie. I tore that brownie up, and I was about to eat another one. I said, "Oh shit! Wait, this is infused brownies." And so I closed it up, and I nodded off to sleep. And then this finger here, it started jumping, and it woke me up. I said, "Oh man!" And I am high as hell. I was so high. The lights were on in the house, but I thought it was dark. I was messed up. Yeah, I was hallucinating like a mother. So at that point, I said, "Man, I'm probably gonna die. I'm gonna die." And so I convinced myself I was gonna die. And then I said, "Well, do I want to die down here? The children will probably find me dead here." I said, "No, I'm gonna go upstairs with my wife and lay down with her."
Just the overthinking.
So I was gonna let her find me dead, and I figured she could explain it to the children if she found me dead. So I went upstairs and I laid down with her, and this was like probably like 6 a.m. or something like that. And I'm laying down with her, and I just laid down there, figured I was gonna be dead. I was gonna, and I woke up like, oh, I didn't die. But boy, I felt like I was, whew, man, you talking about, it felt like a hangover on steroids.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Only edible I've ever had made me sleepy. Do what works.
Yeah, I manifesto says too high of a dose of edibles will knock you out. That's what I was thinking when she said that.
That's probably why I went to sleep.
Yeah, because it's a lot. Yeah.
That's what Baba gets for eating a brownie for breakfast. Yeah, it wasn't even for breakfast. It was breakfast time. But I was drinking coffee and eating that. It was like, I don't know, like 5 a.m, something like that. 5, 6 in the morning. Well, number one, I don't eat breakfast, so
early morning snack.
Yeah, I don't eat until noon. Well, afternoon actually. The body doesn't digest start digesting until noon. So, but I drink coffee. But for some reason, I said, man, I got these brownies here. And I was tearing that brownie up. And it was big brownies too. It's like, man, I got some nice brownies. And then I started thinking, where I get the brownies from? Because Yalagoon hadn't made no brownies. Yami hasn't made no brownies. Where did brownies come from? And then I remembered. I got them from my student. And my students be messing me up. They be getting me high off with all kinds of stuff.
Not me, Baba.
Yeah, you haven't given me anything. And that's cold too. That's cold. She gave me coffee one time. That was it.
No, that's not true. I've given, just not,
Well,
narcotic.
Coffee twice.
Yes.
And Billy didn't understand that because Billy said, he said, man, you wouldn't take the coffee from me. You took it from her. I said, well, I've known her for years. I said, but when you came and brought me the chai tea, you came, I'd only known you. I mean, I'd known you for about a year, if that. And he came in, I guess he wanted to impress me.
You're trying to drug me.
He wanted to be brought into the inner circle. At that time, I was not letting him in the circle. And he bought me a venti chai from Starbucks. Now if he bought me a venti chai, I'd be like, oh man, thanks. But in those days, I said, where you buy this? He said, I got you the thing. I said, okay, and other brothers were watching them too. Like, well, what is he on? And so I said, so I was right on with my wife. We were having a USPI meeting. I said, no, I'm gonna let Billy take me home. She said, you sure I'm going to the house? I said, yeah, I want Billy to take me home. And so Billy was driving, and I said, hey man, you drink some of this chai tea like that. And he's like, well, I really don't. I said, drink it. And so he drunk some. And I was just watching him, to see how it was going to affect him.
How was you going to get home?
Well, I hope he wasn't going to. I was hoping, well, I'll take the wheel if he passes out, and then I'll pull us to the side, and then I'll throw him out, and then I'll drive his car to the house. Close to the house, and then I'll walk home. Billy was trying to get into the circle of trust. Yeah, he was. Exactly. But that's the wrong move on a person like me, and you've only been around for about 9 months, 10 months, something like that. That's a wrong move.
All right. Always first class media. Thanks for joining.
Yep. Thanks. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And me and Billy had talked about that a few days ago. A few days ago, me and him shot some episodes for the martial arts school, and we
have been seeing things popping up.
Yeah,
very nice.
All right, y'all. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining in the conversation. And be safe in your homes. Be safe out there, wherever there may be.
Keep your head on a swivel.
Always. Stay black. Or whatever it is you may be. Peace.
Peace. Have a great week, y'all. Love you.
Yeah, love you. All right, Ominiki. So you know it's gonna play the outro and end the stream. So
okay. All right. See you on Monday.
All right.